Winning.
Pick.
Weekly.
Smith for the win.
Raisi K.
Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome to Conference Championship Week, arguably the best week in NFL football. Man, I can't believe there's only 3 games left. It's all coming to an end, but the 4 best teams are left. I can't believe the Bills lost on wide right.
Yeah.
Regardless, I think they would have lost anyway. But the fact that it was on a wide right just hurts. There was like a minute 13 left. Shout out to Todd Bowles going for 2 when he could have just got the field goal, tied the game. I don't care what your analytics say. That is a pinhead move. Do the math all you want. I don't care. Kick the field goal, take the points, leave it as a 1-score game. Regardless of all that, call timeout if you have one and it's 4th down and there's time on the clock and you're down 1 possession. I mean, just
Crazy
stuff going on in the NFL, but the 4 best teams are left. So we all knew that was coming. I still can't get a game.
Barely though. San Francisco kind of got by on the skin of their teeth. Like it was close there for them. It was close for Kansas City too. I don't know if Kansas City are head and shoulders better than Buffalo. I think Buffalo played a pretty good game. I think Josh Allen played a pretty much perfect game. But yeah, I think we got to the result where you're right. The 4 best teams did advance, but it was close for some of them. Not so close for Baltimore at all. They look great in the second half. So
yeah, and they were missing Mark Andrews, who's coming back this week,
and Marcus Peters.
Yeah, jinx. Crazy. I mean, no controversy in the games, thankfully.
Yeah.
The refs did stay out of it. I actually do notice that this playoffs because of how crazy it was last playoff. So, man, more consistency. I still cannot get a game right against the spread in the playoffs, which has been pretty consistent throughout my life when it comes to the playoffs. I just know that. That's why I don't really bet in the playoffs. I just kind of chill out, watch, and in my adult life, the Jets had never been in it anyway. So it's just kind of like free football. It's just like whatever. But time for the draft.
And it's good football. All these games have been great. There hasn't really been too many blowouts.
Yeah, it's fun to watch. I really enjoy it. I take props here and there, just whatever.
Yep.
I root for who I root for. Usually I'm wrong because usually the Patriots end up winning or the Giants end up winning. I mean, literally,
Yep.
So it doesn't really matter. I just kind of sit back, relax, and enjoy some really, really good football. But there's one thing I do know, Greg. Usually the best player of the year wins the championship. That's just what it is in every league, basically, but especially in the NBA and especially in the NFL. And this year, the best player in the league is Lamar Jackson. So first game, Lamar Jackson, -3.5 at home. Baltimore is loud. Baltimore has the outside conditions that Kansas City's used to. So that's you can negate that there.
Yep.
Everybody is really excited about Kansas City and how Patrick Mahomes won his first road game, and now it's all of a sudden onto the Super Bowl. I that was a challenge last week for them, as we all saw. It came down to a wide right missed kick by the Buffalo Bills, and then it would have, even if they hit it, they would have had to score or go to overtime. I mean, it was a close game, and the truth of the matter is, Greg, Josh Allen played perfect, but the defense is dismantled on the Bills. It's crazy that it was close. This should have been a blowout.
The 4th quarter or late in the 3rd quarter. It was crazy. They didn't punt the first half of the game. The Chiefs, they just went right down the field every time and scored. Whether it was field goal or touchdown, they scored.
So the Bills stink. It just so happened that they got injured. Unfortunate, really. I mean, this was a nice window for them, but
yeah,
I think their window's honestly closed. But now Kansas City goes into the Ravens, which are getting healthier and healthier by the week. Knock on wood. For the Ravens fans, I think the Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl. I think they have the MVP. I think they have the Super Bowl MVP. He's number 8. Lamar Jackson, he has Dalvin Cook back there now, getting a couple. He's looking pretty good. Last week, honestly,
You see him bragging online about betting on him.
and getting carries from Lamar Jackson, so he can tell his kids, which is hilarious because he never got a carry from Aaron because he went down 4 plays in. Anyway, they have the best offensive line. On the other side, Thuney being hurt, he has a pec injury. No one's talking about that, and that's the strength of the Ravens. The strength of the Ravens is their defensive line, and not far behind them is their linebackers, and not far behind them is their secondary. Like they're elite all through. You don't want to be injured on the offensive side. They have no wide receivers. I can't believe they turned it over in the end zone and gave us the old Austin Seferian-Jenkins pass ball in the 20. I mean, everything went wrong for them. They stink on the dude. I love the Baltimore Ravens. This is my best bet of the day of the week. They're gonna win the Super Bowl. If you can get Lamar Jackson MVP, try to get that now. I love your future bet on the rushing touchdowns. Ravens. And this week, if Isaiah Likely touchdown prop goes down a little lower, my boy, because Mark Andrews is back officially, fully practiced. Yep. I'm trying to take Isaiah Likely touchdown. Andrews is going to be decoyed in there, probably just blocking or something. But we'll see, man. I think the Ravens are going to have fun. My cousin drove down to this game. He's from Baltimore. He lives here now. Drove down to this game by himself. Sat at the 300s like a little scoundrel up there in Baltimore land. Dude,
that's awesome.
It was so loud. It was so loud.
I'm with you on Baltimore. 67% of the money right now is on Baltimore. 50% of the bets are on Baltimore. So it's kind of even betting wise. So some bigger money's coming in on Baltimore right now early in the week. I'm with you, man. I think Baltimore's a better team. I think that they're for sure the better defense. Kansas City's defense, not that great either. Like Buffalo was able to move down the field. Buffalo was able to score pretty much like with impunity until right at the end. Yeah, I think the Ravens are just the more complete team. Offense, defense, special teams, rushing the ball, throwing the ball. Like, Lamar Jackson's good. Like, yeah, I have Lamar Jackson for rushing for 4 touchdowns in the playoffs. I also have Lamar Jackson throwing for 8 touchdowns. I have Lamar Jackson throwing for 600 yards. Like, I got some passing touchdowns for or some passing props for Baltimore and Lamar in the playoffs. The only thing that's hurting me right now is just weather. I mean, it was cold outside for all these games. It's supposed to be a little bit warmer this weekend, so maybe we get some more throwing, we get some more high-flying offense. Maybe this game's a little bit closer, so we get some more high-flying offense for Baltimore here in the second half of this game. But, yeah, I mean, like Kansas City, you're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs kind of squeaking by. I think, what's his name? Travis Kelce talked about it after one game. I can't remember which one it was, but there's a controversial play at the end, and the Chiefs ended up winning. I don't know if it was against the Jets. I don't know if it was against another team. I can't remember exactly what it was. But his comment was that, yeah, like stuff happens in football games, but the Chiefs capitalize on it, and the Chiefs make it happen. Like Buffalo got bailed out, but Buffalo couldn't capitalize. The Chiefs got bailed out, and the Chiefs did capitalize. That's what the difference is. So I'm interested in Baltimore, man. Like Lamar Jackson had some interesting stats going into these playoffs last week about not being so good in the playoffs. He was able to get it done last week. When this game gets close, I wonder if the experience of winning close games in big-time situations that Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce have come through, and Lamar Jackson and this kind of younger playoff team, this Baltimore team, that inexperience shows a little bit. I'm interested to see how that goes. Hopefully it doesn't happen because, like you, I got Baltimore 7 different ways, so I'm hoping Baltimore wins this one with ease, but just something to keep an eye on this week.
But that's the thing. The Chiefs don't get blown out. Even when they lose, even when they look bad. So it could be that the Chiefs are down 3 with the ball and then Mahomes throws that interception.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a cover, buddy. You know what I mean? We're talking about this game like it's a money line. Like, we're talking money line here. Like, I think the Ravens are going to win. But it's a 3.5. So this is classic. I take the 3.5 and the Ravens win by 3. I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
So,
sure.
You know, maybe for purposes of this show, I'll just switch the pick to the Chiefs. I'm not taking it anyway. I have Ravens money line. I'll take the Chiefs +4. The Ravens to win by 3.
Nice.
All right.
Like
night game, Detroit versus San Francisco. I have no idea what to think about this game, Greg. listen, I loved what Detroit did, but Detroit was at home. We know about this all year, and I don't want to fall in this trap. And what bigger trap than +7? Like, I mean, like what? Might as well give me plus 10.5, right? Like,
Yeah.
what else?
Yeah.
What else can I ask for
True.
here? And they're on the road. I should know better. And so, like, I'm just gonna do what I think is right, and it's take San Francisco. Why on earth is Brock Purdy -7 with no Debo Samuel? Like, this doesn't make any sense. And the hot, Detroit Lions. Like, this should be a pick 'em. It is a pick 'em in my brain. Like, I have no idea who's gonna win this game. Like, it is a pick 'em. Why is it 7 points? It's 7 points because Christian McCaffrey's gonna get 3 touchdowns in the first half. That's why. And it's gonna be 21-3, and it's gonna be like, okay, this game's over. San Francisco getting the ball back. And then it's gonna be like, can Detroit make the comeback? That's honestly how I think it's gonna go. I think it's going to be a blowout. It's been a great season for Detroit. They can't do it on the road. It's time to, make a couple of switches. Maybe if Gardner Johnson was healthy all year, like that type of deal. You know what I mean? They have the best. They have a really good offensive line. They have really good running backs. Quarterback is good. Coach is good. They're going to get there. It's just not going to be this year. Brock Purdy, he's going to put it together. It's going to be San Francisco versus Baltimore, like we all thought. But they're going to cover the spread. They're going to win by 12 or so. Well, I mean, what's your score here? And at the end, we'll get the score for Ravens Chiefs because we forgot it anyway. But I think it's going to be like 31-17 final score.
I think it should be like 24-27 San Fran. I like Detroit here. Detroit's my best bet of the day. I think San Francisco has been flaky in the back half of the season. They went up against a hot Green Bay team and almost lost. Probably could have lost, should have lost that game. If Jordan Love just didn't have a terrible fourth quarter. Jordan Love just treaded water. He didn't have to play spectacular like he has been playing. If he just did okay in that fourth quarter, I think that Green Bay wins that game. San Francisco's looked bad. San Francisco's been injured. San Francisco doesn't have they get one-dimensional as soon as Debo goes down. Debo goes down every single game. So you have to be able to you have to be able to cover Kittle. I think Detroit's going to be able to do that. I think Detroit has some good players. The linebacker position, secondary, they can kind of lock down Kittle. Then you have to just hope that Christian McCaffrey doesn't break a run for 60 yards, which he hasn't been able to last few weeks. Christian McCaffrey's been banged up. He's been nursing injuries. He has a thigh issue. He's a calf issue. He gets hurt every season. It's the first season that I can remember in a decade maybe where he's played the whole season without missing games. So, yeah, I think Detroit keeps it close here. I think Detroit covers. You're down 27-14 and you score a last-second touchdown here. You're backdoor covering this.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if you're open for a backdoor cover, I see where you're going.
I just feel like you're never out of it. I feel like in a playoff game, it's going to be tight. It's going to be close. I don't think San Francisco is going to be up by 3 scores at any point. I think at most it's going to be 2 scores. So you're always in it. That's what I'm trying to say. Not hoping for backdoor.
Did they play each other during the season? No, right?
I don't think so. The only thing that worries me, and to your point again, is Detroit on the road. Like Detroit's been great. I've been saying it all season. Detroit's been great at home. Jared Goff's been great at home. He's been bad on the road. San Francisco, I don't know how tough of a place to play it is. Like they didn't we saw true home field advantage for outdoor stadiums last week and indoor stadiums. We saw it in Detroit. We saw it in Buffalo. We saw it in Baltimore. I didn't see any home field advantage at San Francisco. So I don't know if there is one.
It's more of a bet against lines on the road rather than whoever it is at home. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
you think it negates?
I just feel like Detroit might have a tough time playing in tough environments on the road. I just don't know if San Francisco is a tough environment on the road is what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't know if it's necessarily Detroit's just bad on the road because they have to get onto a plane. I think they might be bad on the road because they have to make play calls and adjustments, and at home they can do that. And then when they go play in Kansas City, when they go play in Buffalo, when they go play in Baltimore, it's tough to do that because of the noise. If you get to San Francisco and it's whisper quiet, you can make all the adjustments. Maybe they're just as good in San Francisco. Like, I don't think it's because there's no wind inside the dome that all of a sudden Jared Goff can throw the football well. I think it's because of the noise level.
Yeah.
It's not going to be cold. I can tell you that.
Their last away win was in Minnesota Dome
Yeah.
on Christmas Eve. Before that was December 3rd in New Orleans Dome.
Yeah. So maybe it is. Maybe it's just like they just
Hold
don't
on.
like being outside.
Hold on. November 12th
Atlanta.
away in the Chargers. That was the
start.
3. Lost to Baltimore. Got crushed by Baltimore away. Beat
Yeah, I remember that.
Tampa. Tampa in October. There it
you
is.
go.
Tampa in October
There you go.
outside 20-6.
There you go.
Outdoor away game. And then Green Bay in September
Okay.
and Kansas City to open the season.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd never forget.
Yeah. Green Bay's a tough place to play. Kansas City's a tough place to play. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
That was talking Lions.
Let's
Little
talk Lions
schedule
on the
review.
road.
I got San Francisco -7. That's a present for you, Greg. And this, and the conference championships going against you. I usually suck here, but I actually feel good about these. It feels unconventional because usually I'll take, I want Baltimore. I'll take Baltimore.
Yep.
And then Detroit looks good. Take the +7. So I feel like I'm maybe switching it up a little bit here, taking Kansas City even though I don't want them, and taking San Francisco even though it looks so stupid to take
I like
that
that.
-7.
Try to
That's what
zig
I'm-
when
that's
everyone's
what I'm going.
zagging. I like that move.
That's what I'm going. But it makes sense. I'm not just throwing it at the wall. Like it makes sense to me as to why to take those. So that's what I'm going with this week. And that wraps it up because the Jets are coaching the Senior Bowl. We're extending defensive line coaches, man. That's the season we're up to. I'm on Mel Kiper 1.0 watch with Fashanu hit the number 10 spot. He's doing the Drake May 3rd with Jaden Daniels 2nd. That would be absolute crusher for me as a Jets fan because then the Patriots are going to get the actual second best quarterback somehow, some way, which is a disaster. Here we are, man. End of the season.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Next week's Super Bowl extravaganza. We'll have all the prop bets.
I'm
We'll
hyped.
have the overs and unders. We'll have who's singing halftime, what songs, the first songs. We'll have outfit colors, Gatorade colors. We'll have it all.
Who's even
next
doing
week.
it?
Usher.
Who's doing the halftime?
Usher.
You remind me. All right, let's go.
It's gotta be right. It's gotta be to start.
This is the year. This is the year of the Harbaughs, huh?
Yeah. What's up?
The year of the Harbaughs.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's Baltimore all the way. I think it's Michigan, Baltimore. That or it's the year of Michigan, Detroit. Better if you're a Michigan fan, if you're a Michigander, you better have those futures from the beginning of the season because that's a nice payout. Detroit Super Bowl, Michigan to win the national championship was probably good odds, but not like insane. Detroit to win the Super Bowl at the start of the season was probably pretty good odds.
Yeah. Shout out Eminem. Some shady.
Yeah.
All right. Knicks, Jets, etc. We out. YouTube. Winning P Weekly.
Twitter.
X, bro. X. Come on, bro. The guy spent like $1 bazillion, bro.
XXX Tentacion.